Is starting a private car rental business actually worth it? In this video, I'm going to break down whether it's actually really worth renting out your cars. After 3 years of starting my private car rental business, 15 cars later, making over $20,000 a month, I'm going to let you know the real insights behind the business. I'm going to let you know my thoughts, my personal opinions, right? And how you can take that information to determine whether it's worth it for you to start your own private car rental business. So without any further delay, let's get right into the video. So I started this business back in November of 2022. And when I started this business, it was simply an idea I got after renting a car on Turo. And I wanted to be able to make money in a similar fashion. But after getting my first vehicle and putting it on Turo, I realized very quickly that I wasn't going to make much money in this business. Why? Because Turo can take up to 40% of your revenue. So if you make $1,000 a month, Turo can take up to a $400 and you're left with six. So it was very, very difficult to scale, right? And to be able to put together the money for the next car. However, after research, after putting in the time, I was able to come across the private car rental business. The private car rental business allows me to rent direct to customer and to keep 100% of my revenue, making it easier for me to scale and be profitable. Now, here is the harsh truth. This is a very hard business. Most people go into businesses expecting it to be easy and expecting it to be a boulevard of green lights. However, this just isn't the case for any business. There is major difficulties that you need to understand. There's operational costs that comes with running this business. And as someone that's been doing this for 3 years, I'm here to tell you that if you don't have your systems correct, if you don't have your risk management in place, you are going to struggle and you are going to end up going out of business. Most people in this car rental space end up going out of business because they don't understand the niches, they don't understand the operations, and they don't understand how to scale. So, starting at the niches, the first thing you need to identify is your niche. You need to identify what type of cars that you are going to be renting out and and most importantly, what type of clients that you are going to be giving your cars to. Now, I always tell people to work in reverse. So first you identify your client and then you work your way backwards by figuring out what type of cars these people want. In my opinion, it is much easier to start and scale an economy car rental business, right? This is what I teach people how to do on this channel. So make sure you subscribe while you watch this video. Now, the reason why it's easier to use economy cars is one, you have lower costs of acquisition. You can acquire these cars anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 per car. This makes it very easy to pick up multiple cars at once without going into massive debt compared to the luxury or exotic car space where you're picking up cars for $50,000 and over. This makes it very difficult to acquire many vehicles without massive debt. And it's very important that you're able to limit your liability, especially in the starting phases. Now, you can always scale up, right? And take on that massive debt once you have your operation set up, your sales process, your marketing, and you know your numbers. Then it's very easy to scale up. However, in the beginning phases, it's very important that you understand that keeping costs low is going to be important. That way you can pivot as needed. Two is your risk management. Most people don't have their risk management in place, right? They give their cars to anyone that's willing to pay for it. This isn't the case in this business because you're going to be dealing with a lot of people that are criminals, a lot of people that want to use your cars for criminal activity, for illegal activity, for racing, right? And just from driving recklessly. So you want to be able to identify bad customers. This is vital to your success in this business. Once you can identify bad customers, you can easily filter them out. And the way to identify bad customers is by running background checks. Background checks are essential to your success in this business. And then additionally, as part of your risk management, You want to be able to acquire kill switches and trackers. That way you can know where your cars are at all times. And in the case of emergency or your car's getting stolen, you can turn off the vehicles remotely and act quickly and recover the cars. These cars are assets, and you want to be able to identify where they are at all times and recover them as quickly as possible to reduce your operating cost. Lastly, in the risk management section, you want to be able to identify drivers that will present you with fake driver's license. Fake IDs are huge, especially in major cities, right? So you want to be able to identify fake IDs, and you want to be able to do this by running Stripe identity on each driver's license that the driver presents to you. So make sure that you have your risk management in place. Then you want to have your operations in place. So your marketing, your sales, right? Collecting payment, invoices, rental software. You want to have all of these operations in place. That way, it's easy for you to run the business on a day to day basis without having to do everything manually, right? Use systems that will help you be able to make your life easier, save you time, so you can spend time working on the business and not in the business. Now, when it comes to scaling, you can scale in multiple different ways in this business. You can scale using credit. You can scale using joint ventures, right? Which is partnering up with other people who have cars that they don't use. And or you can scale with cash if you have the cash, right? So after years of renting my cars in this business, I personally think it's worth it. Now, there are challenges that come in on a day to day basis. And there are challenges that come in from time to time. From time to time, your cars may get stolen, the cars they may get damaged, they may get into accidents. So you want to make sure that you prepare for all scenarios. The most important part of this business is your insurance strategy. Make sure you have your insurance strategy in place. Make sure you understand what you're doing. Make sure that your customers all are able to pass your standards before handing over your keys. If you want to learn how to start your private car rental business, check out more videos on my channel. This is what we do on here. We help Turo hosts escape Turo and start their own private car rental business so that you can keep 100% of your revenue. Make sure you like the video, right? Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.